All right, Washington fans, listen up. I want you to have a nice Thanksgiving, but eat before this game, because if you wait till after the game, you will be sick to your stomach, and all the hard work in the kitchen will go to waste.
Welcome to Week 12 of the NFL season for the Sure Shot. I am your host, the Agent, joined as always by the two-time Super Bowl champion and Washington Commanders Hall of Famer, Gary Clark, 21-year professional football veteran and coach, the disruptor Lois Cook, veteran of ESPN and too many newspapers to talk about, the professor, Mark Gray, and as always, I am your host, the Agent, Chad Morton. And last week, some of us had a good week. Some of us had a bad week. I actually was 3-1. But before we get to that, humble brag, let's go right to Mr. Clark. GC, tell me about your Steelers. They covered at 3.5, if you got the line where we told you.
They did cover at 3.5. And I just love Tomlin. You know, I know you hate Tomlin, but I love Tomlin. You know. And they should have won that game. What can I say? They should have won that game straight out, but I took the points. I'm a smart man.
Smart man, 3.5. They covered that well.
I wasn't the 750%er here, you know.
Goodness.
Well, you know what? That percentage has gone down.
It went down dramatically.
Anyways.
And I'm going to tell you why.
No pink today.
One of the reasons it went down was your Washington Commanders giving up 11 points, losing by just about 11 points to their hated nemesis, the New York Giants. And you were there, Lois, so tell us what happened.
Listen, my name is Bennett, and I ain't in it today.
Well, you had an on-field view. I saw you on the field.
You were
What
up close
happened
and
was
personal. Yes.
I went down to the field to leave a little sparkle in the end zone, but
We both
I didn't
know.
realize.
We all know why you went
I
down
was
to
on
the
the
field.
wrong side. Yeah, they just choked. I
Yeah,
mean,
choking will do that. Yes. Yes, it will.
yeah, I can't. There's no excuses for
And
this game.
you know what? Gary was mentioning earlier that Washington's quarterback was ranked number 1, Gary, in the league.
Going into the game, yeah.
Unbelievable.
He led the league in passing yards.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
also,
that's right.
your receivers also have to help you knock those balls down,
Right.
deflect those balls, make sure that they don't get intercepted. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
You know, I
That-
mean, I love the Commanders. I truly do. I mean, I'm a Washington boy. I'm always going to love them. I'm always going to pull for them. But sometimes I need a better effort out of my players. I just do. When I see something bad go wrong, there's an interception in front of me, I'm going to run that person down. I'm going to make that tackle. They're not going to get any more. I'm not just going to look at it and start jogging. I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's probably a good thing I'm not coaching that team, because I probably have everybody cut by now, except for Terry McLaurin, except for the receivers. All the receivers are really good.
See,
Ryan Robinson can stay, too.
Let's keep it real for a second. No,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make any excuses because, A, I hate the godforsaken black uniforms. Our colors are burgundy and gold.
I love the black.
That's number 1.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, it was tough losing Curtis Samuel like that, man. That was a big, big loss on a real questionable ejection. It's one thing to slap him with 15 yards, but you took a vital cog on an incidental kind of, play. I thought that was a big moment in the game because as the games move forward for that team, he seems to play a bigger role in the second half. He was out for the second half, and that really, to me, changed the trajectory of the offense, which is not to say that they was going to beat the Giants, but it was a critical factor in the game.
But I felt like there was a lot of defensive problems in this game. I mean, whether it was a lack of communication on the field or just the schemes broken down, because you saw there were several crossing routes where they just didn't know how to adjust and cover the.
And it was never adjusted. To your point, they never adjusted.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
Well, speaking of adjusting, one game we all picked and we all lost. Kansas City Chiefs did not win and did not cover against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts and those Eagles are 9-1 with one loss against the New York Jets. Unbelievable as that may sound. Guys, we got to do better this week. 3-1, I need to make it 4-0. Lois, you want to keep that lead and win the belt? Let's see where we're at right now. So we're going to start with game 1. Start right with you, GC. Who you got and why?
I got the Bills over the Eagles.
Okay.
I'm getting three, but the Bills, you just never know which team's going to show up for them either. When they play great, they play great. And when they don't play great, they don't play great. But I'm pissed that the Eagles beat Kansas City. I'm an emotional bettor, which you should never be, but I am. Should never be an emotional. Don't be an emotional bettor. I'm an emotional bettor. But Buffalo's going to beat them. They're going to beat the Eagles.
And that's going to be real tough. So we got Buffalo going to the concrete jungle of Philadelphia.
I get 3.
You do get 3. You might get 3.5. But right now you're starting with 3. If you can get those 3 points, you want to take it. LC, Lois Cook, who you got for game 1 and why?
The controversy, because I'm taking the Eagles over the Bills, especially at home. I think Jalen Hurts is going to do this. It's 3 points. I see the Eagles in a better spot. The Bills, to me, are a little bit questionable in this position. And then,
they
of
weren't
course,
questionable last week.
being at home in Philly, them Philly fans, they're going to...
That is a
You got Bills fans. You got Bills fans.
Yeah, but
they've lost multiple
Philly.
Super Bowls, and they still come back and play hard every week.
They do. They do.
Bills Mafia.
The fans aren't going to bother them.
South
The
Philly
fans aren't going to
Bills
bother them.
Mafia versus
And
Eagles
let's
Mafia.
not
You got to
forget-
take the Eagles fans every
I
time.
don't know.
Okay.
Bill fans are everywhere. They're in every city. You go to any city that Buffalo's
And
playing, you go to that
South
sports
Philly
bar.
Mafia don't
They are
care.
there.
Right, and Eagles fans, they're
Y'all
just
all
so
are going to
violent.
apologize
They
to
are.
me. Y'all going to wear pink next week. That's all I'm saying. Y'all wear pink.
touching
Y'all
that
wear
game.
pink next week.
Professor, who you got for game 1 and why?
All right, I guess I'm going to break the monotony, if you will. I'm going to take Kansas City at Vegas. And you figure KC is coming in a little salty after the way it went down with the Eagles last week, and Antonio Pierce has changed the culture in Sin City. So we get that. But KC 6-4 this year against the spread, but they're only 3-2 on the road against the spread. So you got to factor that in when you're looking at how you want to place this bet. But to me, the Chiefs have got to overcome the inability to make the big play. 26 drops, leads the league, and they haven't scored in the last 2 second halves. So you put everything in the mix to me, it's still not enough for the Raiders to win. So I'm rolling with the Raiders against the points, especially at home. And here's a parlay thought,
So
guys.
Chiefs against the points?
Yeah.
Chiefs? Okay.
And here's a parlay thought. The over-under is 43. I don't like either one of these offenses, so take the under.
Okay, 43. Okay, and that line's fluctuating, going up and down. Okay, we got your game 1 from the professor. Thank you so much. Game 1 for me, we got the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. Miami only has to give up 7.5 after a relatively close game last week against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Jets are in a free fall. They just changed their quarterback. I got Miami rolling in this division game. 7.5 ain't going to be enough. They're going to run way over that. I look for Miami to blow out the Jets. Game 1 for the agent is the Miami Dolphins over the New York Jets. Game 2, GC, who you got and why?
I got the Ravens over the Chargers because they're the Ravens and they're going to smack the Chargers in the mouth. It's really simple. Ravens, they're a good football team. They really are. I mean, they definitely go be in contention for possibly winning their the playoffs. But I just don't see the Chargers beating the Ravens. I just don't. I'm giving up 4. I'm okay with that. I give up 4. We're going to at least win by a touchdown or more. So.
And you know what? I like that pick. I think the Chargers are in a free fall. I think their coach is going to be gone at the end of the year. Justin Herbert has not progressed and not developed. I like that pick. Only giving up 4. I think Lamar Jackson is going to go there and roll. GC, who do you? Oh, that's a GC. I'm sorry. Elsie, who you got for game 2 and why?
All right, I'm taking the 49ers over the Seahawks.
Ride them 49ers.
I know, right? I do think this is going to be a close game, though, because I think the Seahawks have nothing to lose and everything to prove. But I just, you know how I feel about the 49ers.
But 7 points.
Yeah.
7 points, you're willing
I
to
think
give
they're
that
going to
up?
pull it off. I think they're going to pull it off. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to pull it off.
Maybe close through 3 quarters and then,
Yeah.
San Francisco pulls away into 4th. Okay, those Thanksgiving games can be tricky. I stayed away from all 3 of them. Professor, who you got for game 2 and why?
I'm with the legend over here. I got the Ravens Going on the road, I happened to catch him late, so I got him at 3.5. But without Mark Andrews, that's a key factor to me. You know, he to me for Baltimore is what Travis Kelce is to Kansas City, and you just wonder without his presence on the field, will they be able to operate the same way offensively as efficient as they have to this point? But in many respects. The Ravens are like that box of chocolates in Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get. I mean, you really don't. Lamar gets criticized for not being able to win the big one. He's put the team into position to win big games, and the defense is giving them up. Joey Bosa listed as doubtful in this game. Ronnie Stanley, habitually injured on the offensive line at Baltimore. He's listed as questionable. So, to me, this is going to be a white-knuckle slugfest. And the Ravens this year, 4-1 favorite against the spread when it's between 5 and 2 points. So looking at everything, I got the Ravens winning and finding a way to cover by more than 3 points.
Okay, so now it's down to 3.5. Okay, so we got Baltimore at the Chargers. Baltimore's giving up 3.5. The professor's got them covering them. All right, my game 2, the New England Patriots, minus 3.5 at the New York Giants. How in the world are the Patriots favored over anybody? Oh, I get it. They're playing the Giants. You're going to give me 3.5 at home. This is a pick 'em. I'll take the field goal. Giants coming off a big win in Washington. The Patriots are the Patriots, and that means no good since Tom Brady left. I'm going to take the Giants.
Belichick. Oh, wow. There you go.
Belichick. Stock trending down.
There you go.
Take the Giants in 3.5.
Last time we talked bad about Belichick, what happened? I'm just saying.
It's not 8. It's just a critique. Game 3 coming back to you. Mr. Clark, who you got and why?
I got the Colts over the Bucks.
That's a tough game.
I'm giving up 1.5. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Tampa's just playing up and down, more down than up. The Colts tend to do okay at home, so I'm going with the Colts.
That's going to be a close game, almost a pick 'em, minus 1.5. Colts at home, minus 1.5. Tampa, feeling themselves out this year without Brady. I like that pick, though. If I had to pick that game, which I'm not, I would have taken the Colts as well.
Pick that game. Come with me.
No.
Follow the winner.
A little bit
Follow
safer.
the winner, not the 75%er.
Well, let me see what Lois got for game 3. I might be going with her. Who you got, Lois?
All right, game 3. I'm going to take
Are you sure?
I got a couple of picks over here. I'm going to take the Vikings over the Bears.
Ooh.
The Bears, I feel like they had a good little game, but they're not trending in that direction in my opinion. So, I like the Vikings.
Do you like them just because they're home?
I like them
Giving up 3.5?
giving up 3.5.
But you like them because they're playing at home, or you like them just if they was playing in Chicago, you would still
I like
them?
Dobbs, and I like their
Yeah, I like him.
Josh Dobbs for the Vikings. I think he's handling business. So I feel it.
So you're going to go with the veteran over the young Justin Fields, QB at Chicago. Okay, game 3 for Lois. Game 3, Professor, who you got?
All right, Washington fans, listen up. I want you to have a nice Thanksgiving. But eat before this game, because if you wait till after the game, you will be sick to your stomach, and all the hard work in the kitchen will go to waste. This is one game where the Cowboys clearly are the better team.
Oh, no.
They have a better quarterback. They have a better defense. They got better receivers. Sorry, guys. I mean,
Oh, they definitely don't have better receivers.
so
disagree.
my thing is this. All right, things are so bad in D.C., you can't even take a hot shower after the game. So I'm going to expect you to go across the country
Why you gotta
and
bring
play
that up? Why you gotta bring that up?
Because
That
it
was pretty
is what
bad.
it is.
Well.
Look, Sam Howell, I'm sorry, man. I hope there's a chiropractor that's traveling with the team because he's going to be bruised and battered. I mean, it's the perfect storm, man. It's like Washington is George Clooney in that movie, The Perfect Storm. He can get swarmed all over in there. So, to me, Dallas wins big. They embarrass Washington.
They never found Clooney dead in that movie. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But with all
He's
due
on some island
respect,
right now looking at us all.
I'm not putting myself through it. I'm just gonna follow it online or whatever, and that'll be the time I need that. I'm sorry, man. Look,
I feel like
I can't hate on the Dallas Cowboys.
But you gotta look at the Commanders, right? The Commanders are the team that they don't win to who you think they're gonna win to,
Amen.
and they lose to the what, you know. So I think they're gonna be. They saved whatever happened on Sunday. They saved that for Thursday.
But notice, Lois didn't make that a pick.
Just
saying.
I almost did. It's on my list.
Hey,
I almost
hey,
did.
you can
always
I don't
change.
Like, I
Jerry
don't like
Jones
the
is
11.
probably
I don't like the 11.
making a deal with somebody in the afterlife.
But you know this is gonna.
And that's why he brought Jimmy Johnson into the Hall of Fame, the Wall of Fame of Honor, which he
Okay.
should have been
Where he
20 years
belongs,
ago.
of course.
So with all that good vibe coming, it's the perfect storm, man.
I think it's going to be an
You're right, it
all-out.
is.
It's going to be an all-out brawl, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout like you said.
Washington
Well,
will
I
get
say this to the
TKO'd in
Washington
the third
Commander
quarter.
fans. Lois is on your side, but she don't trust you enough to make her a pick.
It's 11
Mark that
points.
down, guys. Mark it down. Game 3 for me.
Well, I don't know. They might be my short shot.
It could be the sure shot. Okay, hang on. We'll see in just a few moments. Game 3 for me. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud versus Trevor Lawrence's long hair. Let me tell you something. The Houston Texans are for real. They will make the playoffs, and they can make some noise. And that young quarterback, he is something else. Houston +1 at home all day long. Trevor Lawrence looked good last week, but that's because you weren't allowed to tackle him. I think in Houston, they're going to lay some hands on him, as John Thompson used to say. Take the Texans, get that 1 point at home. And now what you've been waiting for, and what those guys have been waiting for, the sure shot where they can make some money. And we're going to start with Gary Clark. Who you got?
My sure shot is Denver over the Browns. I never thought I'd go back to Denver. I never thought I'd go back to the Broncos, but I like the Broncos, actually. They did me proud. So now I'm giving up 1.5, but I think Denver's going to beat that great Browns defense. I mean, they've been shocking me. Denver's been winning when nobody thought they would win, so.
And Denver's on a 5-game win streak, longest in the
it's
NFL.
Crazy. That's what I mean. Like, they've been winning when nobody
Russell
thought
Wilson
they would.
has
We were
been
crushing
reborn.
Russell Wilson
Yes.
earlier on, and he came
y'all
back.
were. Now, don't put
But
me in
no,
that
it wasn't on
category.
Gary. You're right. Gary was the one who said Russell still got
He
something in the
did.
tank. I said he got nothing. And then you're welcome, Russell, because he heard, and then he came back.
And give it up to Sean Payton. I mean, we were killing him for what he said about Nathaniel Hackett, and now look, he's on top.
Payton.
If you're gonna crush him when he starts and looks bad, you got to give him his 5 in a row. It's hard to do in that league, bro.
Just saying.
No.
It is,
Next thing you
man.
know, Gary's going to say he's Belichick. But
I'm not saying he's Belichick.
anyway, let's go with Lois. Lois, who you got for your sure shot?
Okay, my sure shot is going to be the Ravens over the Chargers. I think that the Ravens are definitely making a statement this season. Lamar Jackson is polishing up this team. I think they're going to outplay the Chargers offensively, defensively, and through special teams. And we talked about Mark Andrews being out, but they're also the Chargers are going to be lacking in defense too.
Well,
So
just say
it's
you
gonna
copied my
offset.
answer. It's all good. You have to go into all of that to be like, I'm copying Gary's answers.
And so you didn't pick Washington. Commander fans, there you go. She left y'all off the books for today. All right, sure shot. Professor, who you got?
All right, I'm gonna go to the city of brotherly love. I'm going to South Philly. I'm gonna take the Eagles with that 3-point line. You know, maybe the odds makers know something better than me, but they must be in a given mood with only giving up 3 points. I mean, let's be real for a second. You still got quarterback catfish, Josh Allen. Some days he looks good coming out of the locker room, and then you go, ah! You know what I'm saying? Philly is riding the confidence of the big win on the road. They got those crazies behind them at home. This a Eagles fly game, y'all. I'm guaranteeing the Eagles are at least 3 points better. And don't be shocked if it's a blowout. And remember, the over-under 48.3. Watch
47,
this.
yeah. Okay.
Watch that. I'm saying Philly could get off early. Philly could put up 35. It'd be 35-21. Watch that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first guarantee ever at this table. The professor guaranteeing the Eagles will cover at home against Buffalo. And now, for my sure shot, can I get a drum roll, please? Please. And let me tell you something, guys. It's really hot in here. It's really hot. It's really hot. Oh, yes, sir. My sure shot. The Pittsburgh Steelers have finally fired Matt Canada. Thank you, Jesus. And they are going to Cincinnati to play the Bengals The Steelers actually get 1 point. All bets are off. Take Pittsburgh. We're going to explode on the Bengals, who are without a quarterback. Joe Burrow out for the year. You got the Steelers as the sure shot. And let me give you a send-off for Matt Canada. Everybody, this is him. A quick send-off. How do I say goodbye to Matt Canada? Like this. Deuces. Peace out. See ya. Steelers are going to roll. There's your sure shot pick for week 12 of the NFL season. Even the audience here loves it. No Matt Canada. It's time to celebrate good times. Come on. We will see you next week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Never bet more than you can handle. Eat some turkey on behalf of the legend, the disruptor, the professor, and a man very happy that Matt Canada's no longer with the Steelers. I bid you adieu. We'll see you next week.
Willie Parker? Really?
Willie Parker's got the longest touchdown run from scrimmage in Super Bowl history. Thank you.
He ain't gonna make nobody forget Franco Harris, though.
I mean, Franco's the greatest.